What? You're in your late 20s and you're a gamer? Ew. You're telling me you're in your late 20s and you are, God forbid, enjoying a little video game here and there? You know, you've got those people on dating apps and whatnot who say, I hope you're not into games. Bruh, what's wrong with modern society? Like, what has led us to this moment in time? Anyway, so recently, shit got me thinking, are video games actually bad for you in your adulthood? Honest to God, if you say video games are sucking life out of your cock, I think there's something wrong with you. So, the main question becomes, is gaming bad for you? Well, you know, with this problem, I think it's a pretty complicated topic, right? Because at the one end of the spectrum, you've got like this, you know, one guy who's playing games for like an hour or two at most. But outside of that, he's got like a healthy work-life balance, right? He has his own social life outside of gaming. Perhaps he's got like a partner or a family that he can provide for. You know, he regularly goes to work and brings money into the house. And that's something that the society kind of treats as something that's healthy, right? And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got like this guy who, you know, smokes weed, plays fucking 15 hours a day, constantly grinding for some kind of achievement in the game, be it a rank or a skin or something. And they just kind of have this, well, pretty unhealthy relationship with the game they're playing, right? It's a pretty unfortunate situation to be in, right? I can kind of get where are they coming from, because I know how it is to be kind of consumed in what you're doing at the moment, right? Yeah, I think people in that kind of situation have it pretty rough, because well, they don't really kind of objectively look at what they're doing, right? I feel like if you stood up for a second, right, and like objectively looked at your surroundings, like what you're actually doing in that moment, and reflected a little bit at that, I'm sure you could get out of that headspace, right? And, you know, somewhere at the 70% of the spectrum mark, you've got the gacha gooner who plays Genshin Impact every day for 8 hours straight, blows all his savings and all of his money on the gacha pools. But that's another rabbit hole. Yeah, and then, you know, you've got in the middle, you've got the healthy gamer, right? Where you are the functioning member of the society, but at the same time also maintaining relationships you've got outside of games, but at the same time, you know, also being able to maintain those relationships that have been created in games, like I'm sure many of you have also done. So there you go, right? Like you've got the full fucking spectrum. So is gaming unhealthy? Well, no, obviously not. It's obviously, like everything in life, nuanced to shit. Growing up as a gamer, I always felt there was like a stigma about gamers, you know what I mean? When I was going to high school, I was under the impression there was not really many people my age who played games. And for some reason, when you get that information out of you, like immediately you in everybody's minds, you go into the losers group. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is about though. Because, you know, hobby is a hobby, right? So at the end of the day, if you're doing it and you're not hurting anybody, what's the big deal, right? There's a lot of good things about gaming though, because not only does it make you smarter, like arguably, right? If you look at all gamers, we are smart as a whole, right? So it develops you in that way. But I would also argue we're not socially, well, we are socially retarded, but the thing is, gaming also develops your social ability in a way, okay? Like unless you're playing single player games, I guess you might be socially retarded like me, for the most part, right? Because most of us used to play multiplayer games with other people, right? And it also takes some communication skills for that. Some arguments I feel like also people make about gaming being retarded is like the example of skins, for instance, right? In League of Legends, for example, there is this idea of skins that you can pay for, but they realistically give you nothing when it comes to the advantage over the enemy, which is a good thing, by the way. But the thing is, dude, if skin is what brings you happiness, then at the end of the day, that's money well spent in my book. You could literally make the same fucking argument about people buying clothes or anything really for that matter. So Godspeed and honor to my fucking gacha gooners out there. The thing about gaming is that I feel like so many people now are just becoming gamers. I'm using this term unironically. That I think it's going to become the new golfing, you know what I mean? Like when you look at your, well, not your, but like older people, right? going to golf courses. I think that's just gonna become us, man. Like, but we're not gonna be going to golf courses, but instead we're gonna be sitting on our asses in the chair playing games. And I truly believe like the gaming is becoming the new golfing, man. Another argument for video games. If you look at everybody right now in our modern society, everybody is scrolling TikToks, scrolling Instagram, scrolling shorts while rubbing on their nipples. They're doing stupid shit, right? They're just consuming brain dead content. Whereas people who play games, we're kind of directly engaging with the content, right? Like say you're playing a game of Minecraft, right? Like you need to go where shit is, where to go and what to collect, right? You're not just sitting there and observing what basically comes your way, right? So I think the conclusion here is if you're in your 20s to late 20s to 40s to 50s to whatever the fuck, and you're still playing video games, I think there's nothing wrong with you, dude. Unless, of course, you're being stupid about it, right? Like, you gotta be healthy about it. You gotta be in the middle of that spectrum, right? I actually think, like, low-key, gaming has actually some crazy positive values to it. Because, let's say, you live in a buttfuck middle of nowhere, and you actually meet somebody who's really cool, right? And you guys become, like, super close childhood friends. Or it doesn't even have to be childhood friends, right? Like, you could literally meet somebody tomorrow who you become close friends with. And, you know, that sort of relationship can also open doors to many different aspects of your life. So yeah, stay blessed.